Hello, hello. Nice to see you. Welcome again to the CAE CREATE12 Challenge, where each week I and other art educators will be going over elements and principles of art with fun projects. Previously, we've covered variety and line. Today, we'll delve into pattern, a principle of art. Pattern is simply defined as the repetition of visual elements, such as shape or color, that follow a consistent structure. Let's get started, shall we? All right, so we have our materials. Today's project is going to focus on creating a repeated pattern that completely fills our piece of paper here. But first, I would like to show you some examples. Even looking around your house, pattern is everywhere. Here, I found a cute little booklet and an old agenda that both have patterned covers. Pattern can also show up in not so suspected places. Here we have a soap box with a beautifully patterned interior, where designers used a pop of color and pattern to really add flair to their packaging. From all these examples, I can see that pattern normally consists of a certain color scheme, as you can see here, where it's very green, and repeated elements. If you see these cacti here, there are some shapes that repeat, such as this little tiny cactus here, and these long cactus, which I can see another one right here. So patterns consist of 1, a color scheme, and 2, repeating elements. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these aside, and on a separate sheet, just some scrap paper, I'm going to kind of lay out what colors I want my pattern to have, as well as what repeating elements I want. So I chose these 3 colors for my markers. I got a nice red, a bright yellow, and a teal. I'm going to go ahead and put that on here so I know which colors I'm working with. All right, we have nice variety in the colors here. We got a couple dark colors and 1 bright color. Next, I'm going to think of my repeating elements. Now, I want it to be a very simple pattern, so I'll probably just work with shapes for now. So I'm thinking about a yellow outline of a triangle. A filled-in circle of red, and a dotted circle of teal. This one's going to take the longest, it looks like, to draw out, but that's okay. Now, as we discussed in a previous project, variety is very important. Both of these are shapes, well, all 3 of these are shapes, but keep in mind that they differ, right? This one's filled in, this one has a pattern to it, and this one is just line-based. So whenever I put these on my paper here and fill up the whole spread, it's going to have variety. So now let's go on to fill up our paper. We want to keep this off to the side so we have our reference. A great example to look at is artist Yayoi Kasuma. Now, she is a Japanese artist who creates immersive patterned rooms. Fun fact, Arkansas Museum, Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art, recently acquired one of her infinity rooms just last year. And I'll have a picture up here so that you can see an example of that. So I am going to go ahead and fill up my paper here. And I'm going to do one shape at a time. So here's our finished pattern. As you can see, it has these repeated elements and these colors. Kind of keeps a similar theme. Here is a pattern that I did after I finished this one. And this one's a little bit more complex. It's centered around breakfast items. I got eggs, bacon, and orange juice. So, just like our little booklet here, we can also have complex objects for our patterning. We don't always have to focus on simple ones, but you as the artist get to decide what kind of patterning you want. So this next step is optional. We are going to turn our pattern paper into a greeting card. Now, during these times, we might not be able to see our friends or some of our family members. However, that doesn't mean that we can't show them how much we care about them. So we can turn our piece of pattern paper into a very cool card, one of a kind, handmade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold my piece of paper here in half. To make a cute little greeting card. Next, I'm going to use some scrap paper that I have. This is just some Lowe's swatches, some little paint colors that I took from Lowe's to have kind of the solid color patterning. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write a little message here, possibly a pun. You are excellent. There we go. Now I'm going to cut it out to put on my greeting card. All right. Now this part is just optional because technically you could just open up the greeting card, write a little letter here, and then with your parents' help, you can mail it. But I'm going to add just an extra little addition with a pop of color and a pun. If you do not want to write a greeting card, there's lots of other uses for your patterned paper. For example, with my patterned paper here, I can simply glue on a title . Get an empty binder that you would use for a class or school and slip it in. Now you have a personalized binder. There's lots of other uses for patterned paper that you create yourself. You can look online for all sorts of different projects. In the meantime, I look forward to seeing your projects of this amazing repeated pattern exercise. Until next time.